Christmas is the best time of the year, where we settle in, get close to the family, listen to some Christmas music, and get a hot cup of apple cider. We love to watch everybody's eyes filled with joy at this time of the year. You see, Christmas is among us and is here. And it's a time where we look and focus our eyes on the coming Savior, which is the hope of the church. Jesus' coming is an eager expectation and desire of his people. It is our joy because he is our perfect gift. You see, Advent is formed from a Latin word meaning coming or arrival. And this season is a time for remembering and rejoicing while we watch and wait for our Savior. You see, Advent is an opportunity to pause, to reflect on the birth of Jesus. But especially for families, this time of the year can be filled with to the brim with activities and obligations. But before your calendar fills up, make time to focus on Jesus. Make sure you have a few minutes and focus on what Jesus has done and what he's going to do. To help, we've made questions and reflection questions and also an activity for the family on our website so that you can go and you can experience an awesome Advent season that leads right into Christmas. So take that opportunity and use it for your benefit and your children's benefit. When God created the world, all things were just as they should be. Creation functioned in perfect order according to God's beautiful design. Man walked in unbroken relationship with God, fully known and unafraid. But in an instant, all that changed when Adam and Eve disobeyed God's good instruction. They took of the fruit and they ate. And at that point, sin entered this world. Fellowship was broken. Peace was shattered. And creation was thrown into chaos. You see, darkness flooded the human spirit, separating now man from God. The situation was dire and hopeless. But right then, amid the darkness, God spoke a word of hope. He said a Savior would come to defeat the enemy and deliver God's people. Scholars refer to Genesis chapter 3, verse 15 as the first moment of our need of a rescue. God turned to the serpent and announced that sin would not have the final say and that the schemes of the enemy would not prevail. Throughout the Old Testament, God spoke to his people about this promise and gave them things to watch for, to recognize the Savior's coming. God revealed that the Messiah would be born in the line of David, in the tribe of Judah, and in the town of Bethlehem. God also reminded his people not to lose heart as they waited for their Savior to come. See, it's important to remember that God did not fulfill his promises right away. His people waited a long time. They spoke of the promised rescuer from generation to generation, enduring cycles of war, rebellion, and restoration. They watched and waited anxiously, expectantly for God's faithfulness. We can all identify with feeling hopeless, feeling helpless, and in desperate need of rescue, especially when it comes to the weight of our sin. Heavy and inescapable, we know its effects with every breath. Our world is full of evidence that something is wrong and need to be made right. The reason we celebrate Advent is because the story of the garden doesn't end with man's rebellion, but instead with his redemption.